The final play kept him in bounds, and then we just got back and got held up ready for the next play, and then they just ended up calling the game. So we just kept him in bounds, exactly what we wanted to do, and ended up in getting us a win.
How aware were you guys of how much time was remaining in the game at that point?
Really, we didn't have any, I wouldn't say any idea, because he was telling us, he said like 12 seconds or something before that last play. And then we had no idea after we tackled him. We just hurried up, got back to do our responsibility, and he just said game's over, so we were really relieved.
How difficult was it for you to get all the calls and with all that commotion going on in the final minute?
It's tough at times, but if we're all on the same page, then we seem to get it right. Half the time we know already what we're going to anticipate, what we're going to call, so we anticipate and just get lined up and know our rules, we do fine.
What was the difference between the first half and the second? Were they able to move the ball a little bit more there in that second half?
Yeah, they moved the ball a lot more in the second half there. I think we just had some mental breakdowns. Really, that's really I feel like what it was, and they found some holes in our scheme, so really we just needed to get mentally prepared and ready, and they had some really good plays where our defenders were right on the ball. So I think that was the main thing.
What do you think your strengths of the game was?
Me personally, or the whole defense?
The defense.
The whole defense, I definitely believe, is when we did play well, is when we all did our rules. And I feel like the first half, we really were locked in and we're ready to come out and play. And the second half, we kind of started off slow, which didn't help us at all. But we got together and pulled off a good win.
Did them recovering the outside kick sort of knock you back on the heels a little bit, having to go right back out there?
Yeah, it definitely put us back on the heels because we just got done. And so when we just get done, we're just trying to huddle up and get things together. And then noticing that they covered onside kick, we had to hurry right back out there and play. So it was a surprise.
As a team, what does it do for your mindset to get the win no matter what it took?
I mean, a win is a win when it comes down to it. We're 1-0, and that's the way we wanted it to be. Is it exactly the way we wanted it to end up? No, but I think as a whole, we just need to get film tomorrow and get better and know our rules better, and we'll be ready for next week.
What are you guys' thoughts on the sidelines as they were driving there in the last couple minutes?
Hope they don't score. Yeah. Basically, I mean, we have a lot of confidence in our defense, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But as an offensive player, you have to get your mind in the situation that you have to go out there and just win it in overtime. That's what our mindset had to be on the sideline, but we have complete confidence in our defense at the same time. We have to really get locked in and expect to go out there and win the game the hard way.
You guys put together a lot of long drives tonight. How important is it for the defense, or for the offense, to do that this early in the season, to have those kind of drives?
Definitely helps keep the time possession on your side, keep your defense fresh. And we have a lot of running backs. Steve and Nico, two great running backs, are able to come in and keep their legs fresh. It just helps the offense and all. You wear down the defense. There's a lot of benefits from being able to control the time possession. That's one thing I think every offense in the nation wants to win, other than the turnover battle, is the time possession battle.
What does it say about your team that you pulled off the win no matter how weird it got?
Yeah, I mean, a win's a win. It's a good learning experience for us. We're from top to bottom, have to get in the film, switch up some things, not switch up something, but learn from some situations and some plays and missed assignments and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, win's a win. We want to come out here 1-0 no matter how we get it done. We got it done. And it's a good thing on our part.
How comfortable were you tonight? You seem, compared to this point last season?
Yeah, more comfortable this year than last year. Some things tonight that I can learn from as a quarterback. There's some things we can learn tonight from an offensive standpoint to make sure everyone's feeling comfortable and everyone's in the same rhythm together. I think tonight on offense we kind of got off rhythm. Either if it was with me or with the receivers or the running back line. We really need to get in a groove at all phases of the aspects on offense at the same time. That's really going to help us. That comes with being comfortable, all 11 guys on the field.
How important was that first drive to get a touchdown? You had some long drives before, but just weren't able to punch in and had to settle for field goals. That first one, second half, able to drive and get caught in the end zone.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, put the ball in the end zone is what you want to do on offense. It was great for us to get that first touchdown underneath our belt. I think it calmed our offense down a little bit. We got down there, I think we kicked a couple field goals early. Not demoralizing is the right word, but it gets the offense upset because they want to score. And when you get to fourth down, the head coach has to kick the ball. It's a smart thing to do. As an offense, you just want to put the ball in the end zone. That's your goal when you start the drive and want to finish the drive with a touchdown.
Couple big fourth down conversions too. I mean, that situation we're confident you guys are going to be able to get, especially getting a couple early.
Yeah, I mean, if the coach calls for us going down fourth down, go for it. Expects us to get the first down, that's why we're out there. I think that as a whole entire offense, when it's fourth and short, with our guys up front, we think we can do anything with the defense, and very confident in our entire offense to be able to get third down conversions as well as fourth down conversions.
You guys seem to run the ball quite a bit tonight. Do you see that continuing onward throughout the season?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's whatever game plan we haven't set with the 11 guys on offense got to execute. As long as we're getting the win like we did tonight, I don't think anyone's really upset. What we want to do is be a great team, win a lot of games, advance in the postseason and things of that nature. So whatever the coaches have for us in the game plans, we're going to go execute.
Is this first game more about what you guys can do in offense? I mean, obviously you have some tape on them from last year, but not a whole lot to go on this year. So it's more just trying to work your strengths more so than really game plan for an opponent?
Yeah, I think we wanted to keep things simple this game and be able to execute better and not throw so much stuff at our entire offense in the first game. But at the same time, we take what the defense gives us, and we knew basically what they were going to give us based on their last year's film. They came out and gave us exactly what we prepared for. So it was a little bit of both.
Thank you for coming over to Macomb and seeing the opening ball game of the season. I haven't heard any of the scores across the country. I know there's a few other games, but I only know about one. I know the 11X are 1-0, and I just left some happy football players with a well-deserved victory there in the locker room. I would say one that it is a great feeling as a coach, and the players have that same feeling down deep inside. When you have to win a ball game, when the game can go either way, basically on the final play of the game, it's a great feeling to win a ball game that way. Because there's no doubt you literally just have to dig down deep and lay it on the line and find a way to win the ball game. I do not know who made the tackle or who was in on that last tackle of the game on the far sideline. That was impressive. That's a very good running back that they have, and they brought him down inbounds and let the time expire. So very proud of the defense and their effort, and certainly very proud at moments, with what the offense did. When we look at the tape tomorrow afternoon with the players, we're going to see. I know we're going to see a lot of bright spots, a lot of positive things, and then there's also going to be a long list of things we can improve on. There's no question about that, and the players know that. We just discussed that in the locker room, and we know we can certainly play, much better the next time that we play on Hanson Field. Certainly, one individual right now I want to make note of, and then anybody else that you want to ask about. But that is our place kicker and punter, Patrick Smith. Certainly had a great night. He kicked off for us very well. Basically put every kickoff where we asked him to, and that's very important. And then made every field goal attempt, every PA attempt, and then had some excellent punts. And of course the big punt at the end that was down by David McDaniel, who played a lot at safety for us, and then went out there as our gunner, down that ball on the 1 yard line. And so great job by Pat Smith. As far as his role in special teams was huge tonight. Questions, please. Did you know how much time there was in those last few minutes when they were keeping the clock on the field? I mean, did you have any idea what was going on? That's a good question. I had not ever seen the clock head the wrong direction. It is on our wish list to get a new scoreboard here. So, we'll keep working on that project. But fortunately, the officials did a good job with that. I'll state that. They did a very good job. The official on the far end on our sideline had the clock. And so once it was decided, that the clock could not be used, he did a good job of keeping the clock on the field and, informed us each time, what was left. And prior to the final snap, there was 12 seconds. So on their final snap, there were 12 seconds. And again, that was a big tackle in bounds, and then the clock ran out before they could line up and snap the ball again.
What was going through everyone's mind during that final minute of craziness?
Well, we do practice 2-minute drill a lot. We finish a lot of our practices when our players are tired, and I guarantee you, they know now why we do that. But during camp, we finished a lot of our practices for conditioning purposes with the 2-minute drill, and that's number one offense going 2-minute, just like that situation against our number one defense. And then the twos come out and do the same thing right down the field. And so we have done that many times when they've been very tired. And so in the chaos, I believe our players kept their poise very well and got lined up well and executed pretty well overall. And they made some big plays when it counted too on some fourth downs in that 2-minute drill.
How important is it for your team mindset that you came away with the win today?
Oh well, it's huge. It's again, when you have a victory like that, it's a great feeling. And of course, on the other side of the ball, the scoreboard is the other way. It's not a good feeling. So our players, fortunately came away with a very good feeling of what they accomplished tonight. It was a hard-fought win. I could certainly, you can name those offensive linemen up front. Obviously did a great job. I've not seen any stats, but certainly proud of the way we ran the football for the majority of the night. And then also very proud of our defensive line. I anticipated we played well. I believe they had several sacks. They chased the quarterback and hurried several throws. That was certainly at some big moments. And then Keith in the line came up with a big interception. I believe we went and scored a touchdown after the interception. I'm not sure. I think we did. So that was excellent. That's what you want. Keith could not play a year ago. And this is his 5th year. He came back from being nicked up last fall when he had to sit out the year, and came back and obviously had a big play on defense tonight.
Larry Harris and Nico Watson, you recruit them out of Rock Island 2 years ago. What's it like seeing those two high school teammates on the field together at Western to start the season?
that is unique, and I know it's just a special feeling. It doesn't happen very often, especially when they're working together, literally. And Larry is leading interference and blocking for Nico right behind him, and Nico is certainly a force as a tailback, as we knew, and everybody saw that again tonight. And then Larry is learning the offense. He came a long ways since August 3rd till now. Larry got in a lot of reps today, and that was great. He'll improve a great deal now since he got that first game experience after redshirting last fall.
First games, is the defense a little bit ahead of the offense, maybe a little bit? Because both defenses played well, I mean.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, in most cases it is, and I believe that was true on the field tonight. Josh Hudson, who just visited with overall, played a good game, but I know Josh Hudson will play better games, no doubt, and he knows that as well. And that's just back to what you're speaking of, between the offense and the defense. But I anticipate our defense to play well, and they did for most snaps of the game. They played very well.
You guys seem to run the ball quite a bit tonight. Do you see that continuing on throughout the course of the year?
We feel fortunate that we feel like in each and every game we're balanced, and so we can do what we need to do in each game to win that ball game. There's a chance next week we might throw the ball 35 times if that's what it takes to win the game. Sometimes you even know that until the game is underway, and you learn what's going to work for you best. And we had some early success running the ball, and we stuck with it tonight. And some other nights we'll have early success throwing, and we'll stick with that as well. But we have a great group of receivers, who didn't get a lot of action tonight as far as catching balls. But boy, they're a talented group.
Was Carlton banked up a little bit in the second half, or was it just a matter of the way the snaps fell where Nico got most of the carries?
Yes, Carlton was a little more, I don't know the number of carries. Carlton was just more tired at halftime than Nico, and Nico, we used him a little more second half. But they were both in great shape after the ball game, other than being exhausted. Well, thank you very much for being here, and we'll be on Hanson Field, of course, in about 10 days from now versus Indianapolis at 3 p.m. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.